Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
This particular chat room has been open 17 months according to Kat. Locker Gnome, that chat room was much older. That was the first IRC channel that we set up. That was years ago. Years ago. But it's still kind of the same crowd, generally speaking. We started this chat room here, the one that you see inside the videos. When I started doing live videos, I wanted a way to kind of keep it always going, even if I wasn't here. That's why chat is integrated within the video. And we've got a lot of people who, wow, 2002? Jeez, no, I thought it was old. It was older than that, I swear. I swear it's older than that. In fact, TSS Tech Angel, she ended up getting married to a guy that she met here in the chat room. No joke. The reason why I'm bringing up the chat room, we have a constant flood of people coming into the chat room because we've always got it up and open at live.pirillo.com. We've also got the same chat open at geeks.pirillo.com. It flows into the same place. It's on IRC thanks to the folks at Wild Ride. And as such, some people just kind of come in and they just assume they know everything just because they've been on the internet forever. Well, no, that's not the way it is. As a matter of fact, Key in chat, also known as Mike Wagner, at least in real life, Mike is his real name. I think you understood that. He came up with a good short list of 5 things to consider in a busy chat room. And yes, this chat room is typically very busy. I mean, extremely busy. The busiest chat room I've certainly been in. In fact, this is the only chat room I've ever paid any great degree of attention to. In fact, ask the regulars who knew me before we started this chat room. I'd have it connected, but I'd never participate in the chat, so it's par for the course. So Mike writes, after reading a couple posts on geeks.pirillo.com related to your chat room on Wild Ride, I came up with the top 5 things to consider when participating in a busy chat room. I've been chatting on IRC servers since the early days of IRC, hosted at the university bulletin boards. I've seen every type of character one can imagine in chat, so here we go. He's got experience, so listen up. 1. Learn the room, just like any community. Don't expect to be the center of attention in the room. Trying to will make you an unpopular character from the start. Spend time watching and learn what are the accepted practices of the room. Remember, the object is to become an accepted member of the community, not a troublemaker. And believe me, we kick and ban with a great degree of regularity. Number 2, don't be the room cop. A busy chat room always has several ops or operators as well as appropriate bots to maintain the room. If someone is out of line, let the ops handle it. Acknowledging an out-of-line chatter only encourages them. This is reminiscent of the class clown in school. Number 3, direct comments to individuals by name. Oh, this is very important. A busy room will have discussions on several topics going on at once. To make sure your comment is directed to the correct topic in person, start the comment out with that person's name, i.e. Chris Pirillo. Yes, I had that problem with Windows Vista 2. That's just an example. But he used my handle, he used my name inside the chat. That's what he's referencing. That is very, very important. And by the way, in terms of topics, we usually set the topic dynamically throughout the day. Just because the topic is that doesn't necessarily mean that the topic down here is going to be the same thing. Ultimately, the chat room is going to decide the direction of the conversation. In many cases, what's going on down here dictates the topic as it changes up there with the video and inside the chat room. Number 4, don't private message or PM someone without asking first. I relate this to walking into a person's home without knocking on the door. Number 5, be yourself. It is very easy getting caught up in the world of being something you're not. People assume that since it's online, it's not real. They figure I will never meet anyone here, so what does it matter? The world we live in has become much smaller with technology. The fibs you tell in one community may come back and bite you when exposed in another community. Remember, the folks on the other end are real. Treat them as you would a friend down the street, and your circle of real friends will become much larger. Real friends. And that's exactly what we're trying to be with this particular chat room. I mean, there's a lot of other rules and guidelines and code of conduct that we'd like you to adhere to. This is just kind of a high-level overview of what you should be when you come here. I mean, be yourself, but just be a good person. I don't know how else to say it. You don't want to spam. You don't want to be rude. You want to just be doing something that isn't annoying everybody else. I don't know how else to put it. Maybe you've got other ideas on how people might behave in a chat room. If you, specifically, have ever run a chat room before, then you would know. If you've never run a chat room, maybe you should. Maybe you should see what it's like. So you could respect, the kind of work that goes into keeping a chat room in order. And I have to take this time, not only thank Wild Ride, but specifically thank the operators, the half ops, everybody who's involved with the Chris chat room, this video, the chat room that's incorporated within the videos. I couldn't have done it otherwise. I could not have chat if it weren't for Wild Ride. It is, I'm very grateful, very, very, very grateful that they're here. I'm grateful that people who stick around get what we call voice. And when someone has voice, that means they can chat and continue to chat even if we turn on moderation within the chat room. And you only get that if you participate on a regular basis. I mean, you have to be around for us to recognize you. And you have to not be annoying. That's kind of what it boils down to. Just don't be annoying. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Of course, you can find me on the community website at geeks.pirillo.com, which is separate from the chat room. There's some amount of crossover with people, but it's separate. Different politics, different administration, different stuff going on at geeks.pirillo.com than in the chat room, which is, been around for a little while longer. But the chat room is always open. And you're more than welcome to join us so long as you believe you can add something to the flow of conversation, or you just want to hang out virtually with other geeks. We're typically talking tech, but, the subject changes throughout the day and night. And even if I'm not here, even if I'm away, the chat room is still going on. This video is still going on. And that's the reason why I love melting the chat room with the video, because of you and your participation. So, love to see you. We're open right now. You're more than welcome to test me on this. Only one place you got to go, right here. Yeah, I'm pointing right to the URL, live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.